And Iowa second graders got an early Christmas present. Central DeWitt schools and every other school district in Iowa got a copy of Just Like Caitlyn.
Did you catch what Caitlyn Clark did on her birthday? She didn't just blow out candles. She brightened the futures of thousands of kids with books. That's right, 22,000 books donated in one go. But here's the twist. Some people are actually upset about it.
The picture book shares number 22's story, packed with life lessons about dreaming big, working hard, and valuing relationships over winning. The donation was made by Dixon and Jensen, parents of the Caitlyn Clark book's author.
You might be wondering, how could anyone be upset about giving books to kids? Well, get ready, because we're diving into the fascinating world of sports philanthropy and the surprising controversy surrounding Caitlyn Clark's latest move. What the critics are saying will shock you. It's not what you'd expect. And here's the big news. Caitlyn Clark just pulled off something off the court that's even more impressive than her three-pointers. Her foundation teamed up with Scholastic in a major partnership, donating an incredible 22,000 books to schools in need. Yes, 22,000 books, making a real difference where it's needed most.
22,000 brand new children's books will be distributed to various programs that can reach children in need.
And it's thanks to the Caitlyn Clark Foundation and its new partnership with Scholastic. Today, the foundation announces significant book donation along with an ongoing collaboration with Scholastic's National Literacy Program.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's nice, but what's the big deal? Well, here's where it gets really interesting. These books aren't just staying in Iowa. Caitlyn Clark isn't just focusing on her home state. She's spreading the love to Indiana, too. She's using her star power to boost literacy in underserved areas across 2 states, like making assists off the court. But wait, there's more. Won't see this coming. These books aren't just going to schools. They're being distributed to a variety of programs that reach kids who need them most. We're talking elementary schools, middle schools, and even children's hospitals. It's like Clark is passing the ball of knowledge to as many kids as she can.
On Caitlyn Clark's birthday, the Clark Foundation announces a partnership with Scholastic National Literacy Program to donate 22,000 books to under-resourced schools focusing on Iowa and Indiana. The Caitlyn Clark Foundation expects to distribute the books to elementary, middle schools, children's hospital, and other nonprofit organizations. Caitlyn says, reading and education have always been hugely important to my life.
Now you might be wondering, why is this such a game changer? Let me break it down for you. This isn't just about handing out free books. It's about creating opportunities for kids who might never have had the chance to fall in love with reading. It's about giving them the tools to dream big, just like Caitlyn Clark did. And here's the thing. Scholastic isn't just tagging along for this partnership. They're fully committed. Their representatives are genuinely proud to team up with the Caitlyn Clark Foundation. Why? Because this is bigger than just putting books on shelves. It's about making a meaningful impact on reading access in schools that lack resources, ensuring no child gets left behind.
And in Scholastic, we're proud to collaborate with the Caitlyn Clark Foundation to impact reading access in under-resourced schools.
But here's where it gets really exciting. This book donation isn't just a one-time effort. It's part of something much bigger. Scholastic has a national literacy program, and Caitlyn Clark's initiative is now joining forces with it. This partnership isn't just about giving out books. It's about bringing attention to a larger issue, access to reading. They're working to make people realize that not all schools have the same resources when it comes to books and literacy. It's a powerful effort to level the playing field and ensure every child has the chance to discover the joy of reading.
The goal is to create awareness and impact of early age reading access in under-resourced schools. Clark says reading and education have always been important in her life, and she wants to help kids develop reading skills and open their imaginations to dream big. Today, by the way, is also Caitlyn Clark's 23rd birthday.
Ooh, just 23 years old.
Man, happy birthday, CC.
Happy birthday!
So what does all of this mean? Caitlyn Clark isn't just changing the game on the court. She's using her fame, success, and even her 23rd birthday to make a real difference in kids' lives. She's not just talking about giving back. She's actually doing it in a huge way. Just when you thought Caitlyn Clark couldn't get any more impressive, she pulls off a birthday move that's got everyone talking. But it's not all praise and confetti. Some people are throwing shade at her good deed, and you won't. Believe why. Are we expecting too much from our young athletes? Let's break this down and see what's really going on. Here's the deal. While most 23-year-olds are out partying on their birthday, Caitlyn Clark is out here changing lives. She's not just scoring points on the court, she's scoring big for kids who need it most. You'd think everyone would be cheering, right? Well, hold on tight, because this birthday surprise is stirring up some serious drama.
This is a nice sentiment, but it's completely misdiagnosis of the reading problem. Man, that's the thing. Oh my god, the goalpost is always going to move. Her job is to, fix the literacy problems. Not just let me just donate books, let me just do this for my charity. Her job is now to make sure every kid can read. Her job is to fix the fundamental flaws with the United States education system.
Now, don't get me wrong, plenty of people are praising Caitlyn Clark, calling her a role model for young athletes everywhere. I mean, who doesn't love seeing a sports star use their fame for good? But here's where things take an unexpected turn. While Clark's out here changing lives on her birthday, some critics are saying it's not enough. Yes, you heard that right. Not enough. Can you believe it? Some people are actually criticizing her for doing something good. It's like they forgot she's a basketball player, not a politician. Since when did we start expecting our athletes to fix the entire education system?
That is the goalpost moving straight away. She has this thing to charity. Oh, but she can do that. She can do better. It's like, man, do you want her to fix world hunger next? Is that what her job is?
But here's the thing. This whole situation is sparking a huge debate about what we expect from our athletes. Are we putting too much pressure on them to solve all of society's problems? I mean, Caitlyn Clark is out here doing something incredible, and instead of celebrating it, some people are acting like she should be, running for office or something. Let's get real for a second. Clark isn't just some wealthy athlete throwing money around for good PR. She's a 23-year-old using her success to make a real difference. But some folks are treating her gesture like it's just a band-aid on a much bigger issue. They're saying she should be tackling systemic problems in education, not just donating books.
Yeah, she is a 23-year-old, or was, when she made the decision, she was a 22-year-old basketball player. She cannot fix a fundamental flaw in the United States educational system.
Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, isn't any help better than no help? And you'd be right. But here's where it gets really interesting. This backlash against Caitlyn Clark's efforts highlights how we sometimes expect way too much from our athletes. We're no longer just asking them to be great at their sport. Now we want them to be superheroes, solving all of our problems with a single gesture.
So yeah, Caitlyn Clark is just a good person, isn't she? It's funny with all the haters and everything towards her, credentialed WNBA journalist saying that she uses all the privileges of she acts like a white teenage boy and uses those privileges, and the school SH00TER person obviously give them their WNBA credentials and all, but they'll make it seem like she's the devil, but she really is just a good person.
But let's think about this for a second. Is it fair to expect a young athlete to have all the answers? Should we really be putting this kind of pressure on someone who's already doing more than most people her age? This whole situation has got everyone talking and raising some big questions about what we expect from our sports stars. You think donating books is impressive? Wait till you hear what Caitlyn Clark did on the basketball court this year. She didn't just break records, she obliterated them. We're talking about leaving legends like Kelsey Plum, Pete Maravich, and Lynette Woodward in the dust. Can you believe it? This 22-year-old phenom completely rewrote the entire NCAA record book in a single season.
Between her 22nd and 23rd birthday, Caitlyn Clark broke the NCAA, broke Kelsey Plum's record, then broke Pete Maravich's record, then broke Lynette Woodward's record, which is obviously was in between those two, I think.
Let's break it down. Remember Kelsey Plum's all-time scoring record in the NCAA women's basketball tournament? Caitlyn Clark shattered it like it was made of glass, but she didn't stop there. You know Pete Maravich, right? The guy they called Pistol Pete? Well, Clark just outgunned him by breaking his record for the most points in a single season. It's like she's playing a whole different game.
For the record, she ties it with that one. This for college basketball history. She does it with a foul shot. Caitlyn Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball history.
Here's where it gets really interesting. It wasn't all smooth sailing for Caitlyn Clark. Remember that game against South Carolina? That was a battle. Clark faced some tough matchups. It was like David versus Goliath out there. She was up against players like Camilla Cardoso and Ashlyn Watkins, who were really giving her a run for her money. The player matchups were no joke, and it tested every ounce of Clark's competitive spirit.
Beat Angers, beat Paige Beckers, and in fairness lost to a South Carolina team because she had Hannah Stolke trying to guard Camilla Cardoso and Ashlyn Watkins. But obviously that was going to be extremely difficult. And then obviously she did what she did in the WNBA.
You might be thinking, okay, so she had a tough game. What's the big deal? Well, this is where Caitlyn Clark's true character shines. Despite the challenges, despite the tough defense, she kept pushing. She didn't back down, she didn't give up. Clark showed that she's not just about personal glory, she's got that never-say-die attitude that separates the good from the great.
So obviously today she is 23. It is no longer 22, and I'm not sure. Look, I don't know how many people of all time have had better 22-year-old years than Caitlyn Clark.
And you know what? Coaches and analysts are taking notice. They're not just praising her skills on the court, they're also talking about her leadership, her impact on her teammates, and even her influence on the community. It's like Caitlyn Clark has this aura that lifts everyone around her.
Like, I wonder how many 22-year-olds have better years. And like, I'm not Messi, maybe Ronaldo, whatever age was Usain Bolt 22 in 2008? If he was, maybe Usain Bolt in 2008.
Now, you might be wondering, what does all this on-court stuff have to do with donating books? Well, here's the kicker. Caitlyn Clark's resilience in the face of tough competition, her ability to shatter records while staying humble, it all ties into who she is off the court. It's not just about breaking records or winning games. It's about making a difference, whether that's inspiring her teammates or helping kids get access to books. All right, you're not going to believe this. Clark's out here breaking records left and right, and you'd think the WNBA would be all over her, right? But here's the kicker. They're practically silent. Can you believe it? It's like they've got a LeBron-level talent on their hands, and they're treating her like just another player.
I think the players are bigger and more important than the WNBA. I do. Like, look, I think the players are bigger than the league. I think there are a lot of players bigger in the league. Obviously, Caitlyn Clark being the biggest of all of them.
But hold up. It's not just Caitlyn Clark they're dropping the ball on. The WNBA has a whole roster of amazing players, and they're barely making a peep about any of them. It's like they've got a treasure chest of talent and forgot where they buried it. Now you might be thinking, come on, surely they're doing something to promote these stars? But here's where it gets really interesting. The WNBA's marketing game is weaker than a rookie's first day at training camp. They're relying on individual teams' social media accounts to do all the heavy lifting, and let me tell you, it's about as consistent as a streaky shooter.
And the problem is, like, WNBA don't highlight anyone with stuff like this. They don't highlight anyone. And if I was, like, I've always said this in the WNBA, the issue is, it's not necessarily that they're ignoring Caitlyn Clark, it's that they're ignoring everyone. Like, it's scandalous how little the WNBA do to promote their own players. It is on individual teams by team by team. And some teams' social media, I don't even know who's running them.
You know how the NBA's got their social media game on lock? They've got whole teams dedicated to making their players look like superheroes. Meanwhile, the WNBA is over here struggling with limited resources and personnel. It's like they're trying to win a championship with a high school squad.
You know, like, I literally know with the NBA, they have different social media admins for everywhere. Like, I know a guy who used to run NBA Europe's account. Like, all of these guys are running accounts, they're doing all this type of stuff.
But here's the real head scratcher. The WNBA is set to rake in $200 million a year from TV deals. That's not chump change, folks. So why aren't they investing in their stars? It's like they've got a golden ticket and are using it as a bookmark. Now here's where it gets good. Some experts are saying that all it would take is 5 people. Just 5. Can you imagine? 5 dedicated social media wizards could turn this whole thing around. We're talking graphic designers, video editors, content managers, the whole shebang. It could be the game changer the WNBA needs.
The WNBA has the money to hire 5 full-time social media people. To hire 5. You get one dude whose job it is to, you got what? 2 editors, 2 graphic editors, one guy, or 2 a graphic editor, a video editor, 2 people whose jobs it is to basically hunt down every single thing in news. And then to be fair, you need maybe one for that thing. Just contact all the teams. If any of your players are doing anything, let us know. And one person to proofread and okay all the posts and make sure everything's okay.
Think about it. Caitlyn Clark's already making waves without much help. Now imagine if she had a whole team hyping her up, showcasing her skills and connecting with fans. It wouldn't just be Clark either. Every player could get their moment in the spotlight. You might be wondering, why does this matter? Well, let me tell you, it's not just about likes and shares. It's about growing the game, filling seats, and getting more eyes on these incredible athletes. The WNBA is leaving money on the table, and in the process, they're doing their players dirty.
Obviously, you're not going to put that money in. This is going to be making, from next year on, making $200 million a year just in TV revenue. Obviously, the players are getting all this other stuff, but surely, let's just say 5 people. In those types of social media jobs, you can hire 5 of them at $50K a year.
Here's the twist. This might actually be the perfect opportunity for Caitlyn Clark. With the WNBA sleeping on their marketing game, Clark has a chance to build her own brand. She's already shown she can make an impact off the court with her book donations. Now, imagine what she could do if she took her social media game to the next level. Can you believe it? Caitlyn Clark's not just stopping at donating books to schools. Her foundation is taking it to a whole new level, partnering with Scholastic to spread the love of reading even further. We're talking children's hospitals and non-profit organizations getting in on this book bonanza.
Fair play, Caitlyn. Doing a really good job just in life in general. And obviously one of the biggest names in all of sports right now, which is obviously massive. Absolutely, absolutely massive. And brilliant for the sport of basketball. Brilliant for herself. And just brilliant for everyone that's involved in the entire situation. Everyone that's playing the sport. Everyone that's reading the books. The librarians. And for future players, seeing what a person can do with all this stuff. And with all of this type of stuff, it's making those idiots that think they're calling her every name under the sun look like the horrible people they are.
Caitlyn Clark's got a game plan for literacy that's as unstoppable as her 3-point shot. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk when it comes to education. This girl's been all about hitting the books her whole life, and now she's making sure other kids get the same chance. It's like she's dishing out assists off the court, too. Now, you might be wondering, is this enough? Should athletes be doing even more for their communities? Clark's out here changing lives, but some folks still want more. What do you think? Is Clark setting the bar, or should we expect our sports stars to be superheroes in every part of life? One thing's for sure, Clark's proving that being a baller isn't just about what you do on the court. It's about how you change the game of life for others, too.